People are crying at ICE for doing their jobs. They're intervening with ICE doing their jobs. That's why they're getting shot and killed, rightfully so. Both of those deaths of whatever their names were could have been completely avoidable. Probably better off without them, regardless. And yeah.
Let's go ahead and focus in on one of the 3 citizens who has been murdered by ICE, and that will be Alex Preddy. So first, you made a very bold claim. A man lost his life, and I think the world lost a good man. And your takeaway is, we're better off without them, and that the shooting's justified. So Emily, tell me, what is the legal standard that authorizes an LEO and engaging in the use of lethal force ending the life of an American?
I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
If you don't know the legal standard that justifies a shooting, then why the hell are you sitting here saying the shooting was justified?
I think it was justified because of his actions.
Perfect. What actions?
He went with a gun, did he not? Did he not have a loaded gun?
Yes, he did have a gun on his holster, but you should know that in accordance with the 2nd, 4th, and 14th Amendment, merely being in possession of a firearm does not authorize an LEO to literally shoot and kill you.
You're gonna go to a protest with a gun and a cop sees it as you're harassing these ICE officers that are getting threatened every day? Dude, it's not even a Republican thing, a Democrat thing. It is a common sense thing. It is a common sense thing. I would never, yeah, CCWs, I understand. I would never bring a gun to any Trump rally, anti-Trump. That is just not, it's just not a smart thing to do. That's why you end up dead.
Okay, condemn Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse? What?
He brought an AR-15 to a protest, remember?
I'm saying I don't know Kyle Rittenhouse situation. It was a big story. I don't care. I don't know what happened. Don't think he's a bad kid. I'm glad he's not dead.
Wait, Emily, this doesn't make any sense, because earlier you said the world is literally better without Alex Preddy because he brought a gun to a protest. Now you're saying that you don't think that Kyle Rittenhouse is a quote-unquote bad kid, regardless of the fact that he brought a gun to a protest. So what it seems like is that bringing a gun to a protest is not the relevant factor here that leads you to the conclusion that Alex Preddy was terrible and we're better off without him, and Kyle Rittenhouse is not a bad kid, but rather political affiliation.
I don't give a shit because he was a loser, and his life didn't really have much meaning, and it sure as doesn't matter to me.
So just to clarify, you think that a nurse at a veterans hospital who helped save the lives of those that were willing to lose their lives for us in war, protecting our Constitution, our inalienable natural-born rights, is a f***ing loser doing nothing productive for society, right?
Yeah, just because you're a nurse does not mean you're a productive member of society.
This is me before debating 20 Trump-supporting women on Jubilee. I am energetic, I'm super excited, and I'm in high spirits. And this is me after debating 20 MAGA women on Jubilee, and 2 days later, when I tell you that my mental and physical health have been so terrible over the last 48 hours, I mean it. I couldn't even bring myself to film this video. It was by far one of the most tiring things I've done in my life. It was crazy. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out on Jubilee's YouTube channel.
It's a very move on your part to keep avoiding Dean.
Then debate me.
People like you.
Let me on the mic. Let me on the mic.
Get Dean on the mic. That's the whole reason I came up here. It's a move for you to keep avoiding him.
This was Dean's whole plan. I'm going to bring these people here. Woo!
We've been told by every single one of Kirk's staffers that he doesn't want to talk to us. I have some disagreeing questions. Do you think I could ask him?
Well, that's something you're going to have to talk to somebody else about.
The reason we weren't let in line is because we don't go to college. But apparently neither does a guy on the mic. We're in MAGA territory now. We need to be very respectful.
Hey, Charlie, Dean's here. Dean.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
You have a permit?
We should talk. Trying to talk to Charlie Kirk, but it's not worth it. Do you think me and Kirk should have a conversation?
100%.
You got to get me up there, man.
You may be purposely ignoring you.
This has proven to be very difficult.
I think that we are in the free marketplace of ideas. Anyone should be able to come up here and challenge and debate. If you're really for that, as you say you would allow someone to come up here and debate you on that.
The lady in this clip was nuts. By far the worst Trump supporter on the episode. Let's take a look together. First and foremost, he's a sexual predator because a court has held him civilly liable for raping a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll. True. 2005, he also boasted about engaging in sexual violence by sexually exploiting beauty pageant contestants at the beauty pageants that he owned by barging into their dressing rooms and looking at their naked bodies. And this isn't an allegation from some woman that you could defame and say just wants money or fame. No, this was an admittance of guilt, something that Donald Trump said he did on Howard Stern's radio show. And I see you shaking. Also true. Honestly, I don't understand why people don't talk about this clip enough. In your head, I'll happily play you the clip if you want. And we also
please show me the clip because I do not believe it. Yes, take it out.
Of course she doesn't believe it. Trump, the almighty king, could do no wrong.
So you have done that. Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no matter anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything was good. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I don't agree with that. But men are men, and men have testosterone, and men love beautiful women. And trust me, I would prefer a man that actually looks at women and is sexually attracted to women than someone that is not.
To prefer a literal sexual predator over a gay man is fucking insane. Like, they're not real. This person is not real. This is disgusting.
No, and
you just told me that you would prefer a man who, quote unquote, likes the female body and is willing to barge into the private women's only dressing rooms to look at them while they have no clothes on.
I said
compared
before
to
that.
You're saying, I think that real men with testosterone are sexual predators.
So you just lied about me right now because I said.
No, I didn't.
And I don't believe what he did was right.
But it was
going in there.
But I would prefer a man who likes to look at the naked bodies of women.
I've been over someone that is attracted to other men. Yeah.
And then she just backtracks on that. Yeah, she backtracked on that real quick. She did, in fact, say that. Why?
Absolutely. Because it's not natural.
It's not natural to be
gay? It's natural to be attracted to the opposite sex.
Define natural.
Natural is what God made, Adam and Eve.
So God didn't make gay people? Got him.
Well, actually,
I thought that God was the creator of all.
No, that's sin, and sin came from the devil.
No, sin is a conscious decision. Being gay is not a conscious decision. I asked her this question intentionally to set her up to say that being gay is a choice. You'll see why.
Actually, being gay is a conscious decision.
Okay. If attractions are a choice, could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Huh? Can you choose to be a...
No, I couldn't choose to be a... Could you choose to be attracted to your mom?
Oh, so there...
What a weird question to ask, by the way. That came out of left field.
There you go. He thinks, no, it's an action, honey. And you can choose to sin or you can choose not to sin.
The question once again was, could you choose to be attracted to your mother? The reason why I'm asking you this question is because you had suggested that all attractions are a choice.
It is a choice.
So please with it, just a got him again. Concise yes or no, could you choose to literally be sexually aroused by your mother?
It's a choice.
That's insane, dude. That's crazy.
But I would never do that because I'm a Christian.
So could you choose?
That's it. I'm not going to get to say that on camera. That's weird. And I'm not going to be in the hook of this young man that's 21-year-old telling a 52-year-old to say something disgusting like that.
She's pissed. Why don't you tell us all why men are better at leading than women?
Men are better at leading because as a woman, I can tell you that we're emotionally manipulated very easy. We tend to be compassionate because we, as a woman, and getting pregnant, it's inherent in us.
What's the argument for that?
It's inherent in us.
Okay, just saying that it's inherent is like me saying that what is actually inherent of women is that they can't be easily manipulated. That doesn't give me any substance to underpin your position, and it doesn't push this dialogue forward. I would say that men are probably easier to emotionally manipulate than women, or else they wouldn't be culpable for 92% of violent crimes. We could emotionally manipulate a man by making him lose a game of Fortnite. The next thing we know, there's 3 holes in his walls. All right, same thing with self-unaliving statistics. Really bad thing, but it is true that men are significantly more likely to kill themselves than women on average. Same thing with drunk driving, gambling. And then when we look at women, they actually perform better in the fields that are less indicative of emotional outbursts, such as performing well in school. And I mean, this is all underpinned by biology. There was a study done by the American Medical Association that proved that if you're operated on by a female compared to a male in the operating room at a hospital, that you're less likely to die or to experience any negative operative outcomes. Why? Because women are biologically designed to deal with stress and pain better than men because they have thicker dendrites in their brain. So ultimately, the science and the empirical facts completely reject the conclusions that you formed.
Not at all. Men are more rational and women...
You've been voted out by the majority, so please return to your seat.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here...
Everyone needs to see this photo. Today, on America's 250th birthday, thousands of white supremacists are marching our capital, chanting slurs, flying the Confederate flag, and calling for the reclamation of America by the white man. This is a photo taken by Reuters of the white supremacists traveling to the Capitol on the DC Metro. In the middle of the sea of white supremacists, we see a lone black woman commuting, surrounded by a sea of people who do not think she deserves rights. A sea of people who do not think she deserves to be in this country, and frankly, a sea of people who probably don't think she deserves to be alive. But unlike this black woman, these white supremacists are too cowardice to reveal their identities, wearing masks, glasses, and caps. And while this sea of cowards were traveling to our capital to protest for one of the most explicitly degenerate and dangerous ideologies that has existed in history, this lone black woman sat there, unmasked, to face it all. Over the last couple of days, my debate against 20 MAGA women has been going insanely viral all over the internet, so I thought I'd take a moment to film this video, diving into my thoughts on the filming process, as well as my general takeaways from the various conversations that I had. First and foremost, my general takeaway is that MAGA is genuinely one of the most repulsively idiotic political movements in history. The filming process for this video took 4 hours, and that was comprised of back-to-back debates, and the entirety of the time we heard things like the claim that sexual predators are preferable to gay men in positions of leadership, or that Donald Trump is an alpha Chad and men are more oppressed than women. And honestly, it just kind of felt like rage bait. The whole time I was telling myself that there's just no way these people are real, or that they actually believe what they're saying because of how insane they were. And this brings me back to my thoughts on the filming process. By the time we were done filming, I was completely mentally and physically drained. And this just goes to show how ludicrous it is to put yourself face to face with such otherworldly and idiotic beliefs. One last point that I wanted to add on about the debates is I think a lot of the points we heard from the women on the episode were self-refuting. And what I mean by that is we heard a ton about how men are these logical, rational leaders and women are emotionally driven, submissive followers. But every single one of those 20 women, from their perspective, came to that debate to lead me as a man away from what they would believe to be false, emotionally driven beliefs to their true, logically driven beliefs. Honestly, it's kind of paradoxical, because if they truly believe that they as women are supposed to submit to men, then they would have submitted to me, my beliefs, my political leanings, and my ideologies, and the debate would have been over before it even started. So by them coming on that episode and disagreeing with me, they refuted their own point.